In this lesson, we're going to do an overview, a quick survey of the source files that make up the JAXRS prediction service. For reference, again, I'm going to call this the predictions 3 service. To that end, you're looking at one of the working files, JAXRS code overview.txt. So let me start with the overview. Some of the classes are by now quite familiar. The first, prediction.java, is the Java bean with 3 properties, ID, who, and what. There are 2 differences worth noting. The first is that the get methods in this class are annotated with @XML element. This is a standard Java annotation. We'll look at it in some detail later. The important point right now is that this annotation prompts JAXRS to automatically generate an XML representation of a given prediction. So that's very useful. I don't have to use XML encoder or the like to generate the XML. JAXRS is going to take that task over for me. There's also an override of the toString method because the predictions 3 service is going to support plain text representations of predictions. And toString is a natural way to provide such a representation in Java. The second Java bean class I've renamed to predictions list in order to underscore that this is indeed a list. This class too contains the @XML element annotation, and for the same purpose, to enable JAXRS to do the XML generation automatically. The list part refers to this thread-safe data type in Java, copy on write array list. I could have used a thread-safe map as before, but I wanted to highlight the options that Java provides for thread safety. The atomic integer, by the way, once again ensures that each prediction gets a unique ID. In this class too, the toString method is overridden to provide a text representation of the entire list. The class that we'll spend the most time on is predictions rs.java. The RS, of course, is for RESTful Service. And this is the class that contains the very many, very readable, very nice JAXRS annotation @get, @path, @produces, and so on. This class supports all of the CRUD verbs. It provides 2 versions of get per representation type. By that I mean there are 2 versions of get to return XML, 2 to return JSON, 2 to return plain text. The 2 versions in each case are get all, in effect, the whole list, and get one, where one is specified by a particular ID. The last class is special purpose. In this case, it's called RESTful Prediction.java. Any class will do, and we're going to take a quick look at it because that's the best way, I think, to explain why it's needed. So we're now looking at another one of the working files. This is also one of the implementation files, RESTful Prediction.java. So let me start at line 1 with this first annotation, @application path /resources p. So the idea is this. In a JAXRS WAR file, you can have many different applications. In our case, there's only one, but we could have 2, 3, 4, as many as we like. And each of those applications would be distinguished within JAXRS by its own URI. So the URI that I'm using here is /resources p. We could simplify this simply to / because we have only one. This particular class, whatever it's named, so I call it RESTful Prediction, extends application, and application is up here. It's basically part of the JAXRS core. Now here's the idea. We need to override something called get classes, and in this particular case, the heart of the override is this line, set add. Set is this hash set, predictions rs.class. That's basically our RESTful service. If we had multiple applications, we would have multiple set.adds. Basically what we're doing is this. We're providing a list of applications for that JAXRS servlet that is going to take all of the incoming requests for a WAR file and then pass those requests on to the appropriate application. So if you like, this resource prediction class is part of the glue that connects the JAXRS service to the special purpose servlet that's used in Tomcat. It's not something that needs to be studied in much depth. We won't look at it again. It's just important to understand how the whole thing is glued together. A request comes in, hits the JAXRS servlet. The JAXRS servlet then knows about the various services that it's supposed to manage.